Bienvenidos una vez más al canal, en esta ocasión más Genshin Impact. Vamos a hacer la misión llamada Una sombra púrpura en la llanura, la misión legendaria de Kazuha y parte de la historia principal. Vamos a ver qué es lo que sucede en esta ocasión. Hemos vuelto a Inazuma, una vez más, antes de ir a Sumeru. Llanura Byakko. Ah, rayos. Voy a pasar por esos, voy a esquivar a esos enemigos, porque francamente no quiero perder el tiempo con ellos. Sí. Oh. Ok. Yep. Todo un arbitrario. ¿No parece? Todo un abrir y cerrar de ojos. Espera. Huh. Dice, ten cuidado, alguien viene. Oh. Ok. ¡Au! Ok. Perfecto, no hay problema. Que está medio pegado, tengo que ahorita arreglar eso. Ok. Vamos a usar. Bien, no duró mucho.
So you don't have a vision after all. Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them. No, wait! Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them. It's dangerous.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara Kazuha?
Ah, está buscando a Kazuha.
He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animal vision.
Trae la espada que tiene. ¿Qué quieres de él?
That's none of your business.
Ok.
Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
De acuerdo.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase. Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha.
Por fin dices algo inteligente.
Ay, no.
See me? I'm unsmart lots of the time.
Ay, no eso. Ay, ¿por qué?
Es cierto, es que... Lo cierto es que tengo una corazonada. Creo que ese tipo tiene una conexión especial con Kazuha. No puedo decirte la ciencia cierta. De acuerdo. Ok, tenemos que ir a Rito. Y... Un camino sin amigos. Acto parte 1. Ok. Primer acto. Ok. Tenemos que ir hasta Rito, pueblo costero de Inazuma. Está a este lado. Ok. Ok, perfecto. Listo. Pero eso ya se abolió. O Japón y tus cosas. Sí, esta tierra está basada en Japón. Inazuma está basado en Japón.
Qué bonito. Me gusta la música.
Un momentico. Listo para revisar algo. Ok, aquí estamos.
Barquitos todos.
Ah, ¿sí?
Es más chido.
Los barcos son súper bonitos.
Es que todo es demasiado bien hecho ese juego. Ajá.
¿Dónde estaba? Ah, ahí está
Qué
Kazu.
geniales.
No, ese no es Kazuha. Ok. Shao. Jen. Shao.
Chao.
Hello? Do you know where Kazuha is?
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all.
También.
¿También?
Well, we took the small vessel from Dorito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention. Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did.
I've heard bits and pieces. It's something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi.
Ah, sí, en la historia. Final de la historia principal.
Is it really as big a deal as
Del
everyone's
Shogun,
making out
oye,
to be?
oye.
Sí. Sí. Supongo que es como la técnica que Beidou usa para derrotó a Hashin. Ah, sí, la serpiente gigante de dos cabezas.
Aishan.
Aishan o era el dragón. Bueno, el punto es que
Aishan, sí.
derrotó a la criatura marina.
Really?
Sí.
Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, his newfound stardom is well deserved. He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryo Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable.
Tal vez al shogunato, tal vez el shogunato quiera hacer una buena acción.
Thank you. Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryo Commission.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Ah, no, es que yo veo las dos y... escojo la que quiero. Yo simplemente digo la que quiero en voz alta.
Me da la ropilla y todo.
Ah, sí.
Ajá, qué chido. Me gusta la ropa. Los
Sí, sí.
zapatos, todo.
Es parte del escenario.
Ajá, sí, sí.
Ok. Tenemos que dirigirnos a... Hasta el templo del...
Ciudad de Inazuma.
Hasta la ciudad de Inazuma en el castillo del Shogun. Ah, no, el castillo del Shogun está a la par de la comisaría de policía. Ok.
Merci. Sí. Tenés Kazuha.
No, yo no tengo Kazuha. No he tirado por él. Ah, ahí está Kazuha hablando de él.
Oh, it's you.
Sí, soy yo.
Greetings. We were just discussing
Ah.
the repealing of the Vision Hunt decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed?
Sí, eran herreros. Algo he leído. El clan de él eran herreros de espadas. Son herreros de
In
espadas.
short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the almighty shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just. Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the almighty shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
No,
This
comprensible.
is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the almighty shogun and the shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaidahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaidaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end. You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the almighty shogun's blessing and full support of the shogunate.
Ah, ahora él tiene una decisión que tomar porque normalmente como él había sido expulsado de Inazuma por el crimen de su familia había cometido, él andaba vagando por el mundo de un lado al otro desde hace muchos años y se convirtió en un viajero. Ahora, tiene la oportunidad de volver a Inazuma y quedarse aquí y vivir una vida feliz. Pero ha estado acostumbrado a viajar durante todos estos años. Así que ahora puede recibir la recompensa por una injusticia que se le cometió. Y quedarse aquí. O no aceptarlo y seguir viajando.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaidahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaidahara Kazuha in town.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's strike.
Es que
Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
sí. Es que la Shogun tiene una técnica que no puede ser detenida. Es muy rápida. Es con la espada de ella. Es muy rápida. Y elimina a cualquier persona en un solo golpe. Pero él pudo detenerla. No completamente, pero la desvió. Y sobrevivió debido a eso. Entonces, la gente está como... Que tú anices él o lo dudo. Que bien, que increíble persona es. O otros están como, no creo, eso se escucha demasiado extraordinario como para que sea verdad. Mientras otros están como, uy, ma, ese tipo es genial.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way. But perhaps if the shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
Veníamos a buscarte por alguna espada.
We nearly forgot about the most important thing.
Le hablas a Kazuha sobre el ataque.
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me?
¿Tienes hermanos?
No. This puzzles me as much as it does you.
En la otra
Fighting
respuesta le
fools were
dio
taught to me
una
by my
pista.
family, based on techniques
son
originally
hermanos.
developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality.
La primera era ¿tienes hermanos? Y la segunda es podría ser un hermano. Es básicamente la misma pregunta o afirmación, pero de una forma distinta. A veces el juego hace eso. A veces son muy diferentes. A veces el juego sí como para continuar la historia de forma directa.
Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaidahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
Ok, es alguien que conoce a la familia de Kazuha o ha estado relacionado con ellos durante un tiempo. Cosa, también no moví la pantalla por una razón. Ya, pantalla, teclado, y esto queda al borde. Entonces si lo muevo un poco no va a caber.
All the more reason to watch your back. This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
No se preocupe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
Ok.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town.
La agencia de detectives Sanguyo. Ok.
See what Ryuji has to say.
Tenemos que ir allá para ver si han escuchado algo sobre alguna persona haciendo estupideces. Vamos de camino. Los pétalos de cerezo cayendo. Aquí abajo en esta parte. Rápido. La zona comercial. Lugar donde venden telas. El perro me está siguiendo.
Ay, qué lindo.
Este perro, ¿qué sabes desde hace cuánto me está siguiendo?
Me siento buena vibra.
Ahí viene. Las máscaras.
Qué chiva que se me olvidara
El restaurante.
cabello, ¿verdad?
El restaurante. El restaurante se puede entrar, sí, a ese restaurante se puede entrar.
A ver, a ver.
Vamos a entrar un rato. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Has visto algún loco con una espada?
Salvajera.
I'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions of mora?
Paimon.
Oh, wait, even at that price,
Accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it.
Pero lo que me pareció muy adorable y lindo fue como... Se vio adorable así como...
Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaidehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads, and I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
that does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
Tal
I
vez.
still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now.
¿Eso es un cumplido? ¿Eso es un cumplido?
I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me.
Oh.
In fact, that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Manoma! Now there's a familiar name.
Sí.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Podría ser.
Understood. Though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Ok, pensemos un poco. Considerarlo un favor para Ryuji.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Sí.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma smithy.
Sounds good.
Creo que queda aquí
All
abajo.
the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Muy bien. Ah, por cierto.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha, what brings you here today?
Huh? You two know each other?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the two clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects.
Ok. Ah, ya veo.
Yes, you may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori Festival.
Sí. Es... el Raiken Gokugen es una alianza entre familias que forjan armas, que forjan espadas y cosas por el estilo.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time, each of us has arrived at a different blade-making philosophy, spawning the development of different branches of the same art. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand.
Huh.
There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is
Sí. De hecho.
we hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo
Que
Commission,
desapareció.
but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift. I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse.
¿Un incendio?
Yes. Strange, isn't it? I
Huh.
wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing. and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality.
¿Qué tonis?
He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Por eso.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Huh. Is that so?
Se me llama curioso es la espada que tenían la persona que nos
Say
atacó.
for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear with neither
Algo le
farewell
pasó.
nor fair warning.
Sí.
I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Don't worry, you have our word.
Sí, me acuerdo. Sí, me acuerdo.
Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
Quién sabe, lo que me llamaba más la atención es la espada que tenía, soltaba una aura negra. Deberíamos hablar con la familia de Nagato, la otra persona desaparecida.
It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
¿Dónde quedaba la casa de Nagato? No me acuerdo. Creo que era por acá. Era por allá, sí. Por acá, ok. Línea amarilla me ayuda. Sube. Sube. Está cerca. La persona viendo hacia el horizonte. Ok, es por aquí arriba. Izquierda. Por acá. Listo. Creo que nunca había venido a esta parte del... ¿Pero ya qué? Hola, venimos por su persona desaparecida.
Sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing and I'm still trying to find him.
Ah.
Alquiler.
No, you misunderstand us.
Ah, ya.
We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Curioso que mencionaron eso al comienzo.
I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
No y no.
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Okay.
Uh-oh, what happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance.
Eso es raro.
He has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Whoa!
Okay.
No puedo dejar la familia.
Actually, it didn't.
Puede ser.
Mi marido es un hombre bueno y un callado.
Who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family?
Ah, ok. Ok, él estaba recolectando armas, y él desapareció y la otra persona que desapareció creaba armas. Ok.
Objetos antiguos.
Sí.
Pero seguro lo mataron por eso.
Puede ser, es posible.
Lo capturaron.
No me-
es
no-
importante
no me-
poner límites, por eso.
Sí, es curioso porque que esté muerto es posible porque personajes han muerto en este juego, entonces no sería extraño. Hiciste lo
Y más
correcto.
si le querían robar.
Es importante.
Seguro, así digamos,
Ujú.
muchos estafadores contactan para que les...
¿Qué?
Y cuando...
Claro. Lo que me parece más extraño de todas estas historias es que se quedaba horas en el almacén y no hacía nada, solo observaba, solo las veía. Es muy raro. Es importante poner límites.
Indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
Que él, el comprador, ¿vio?
I understand.
Desaparecieron muy raros los
Came to
dos.
purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know.
No, ella lo conocía
He
bien.
just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts.
Sí.
Que la colección sí que
Even though
no.
I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family.
Así que
I
lo-
want us to face our family's crisis together.
Que se...
As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Ame no Mayuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument.
Ok, el otro,
El otro también.
un hombre recolectaba cosas pero nunca había tenido deudas. Y de repente empezó a tener deudas. Y a pedir préstamos y demás. Siempre ha hecho recolectado cosas toda su vida. Y de repente empieza a tener deudas. El otro hombre usaba espadas pero nunca atacaba a nadie y de repente empezó a atacar personas. Ah,
This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing. More like completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Sí, me acuerdo.
So much. I just want him to come home.
Rayos. Ok. No se ve muy bien.
So far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and...
Paimon, por favor, no digas nada.
Never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while.
Dice, tal vez hubo una discusión durante la transacción y si provocaron el incendio para ocultar la verdad. No tenemos información útil.
Yo diría que sí provoca.
Gato Mancaguay.
Puede ser.
Sí.
O no tenemos todavía la información útil.
¡Uah! Hola, ¿cómo estás, amigo mío? ¿Todo bien? Bienvenido. Voy a poner esto. No, es que eran hombres calmados, se supone.
Ah, por eso. ¿Pararon el incendio?
¿Cuál, verdad? No tenemos...
tienen información útil.
Right. I very much agree with you. It seems highly likely that we're missing a piece of the puzzle.
¿Cómo estás, Kawaii? ¿Todo bien? Bienvenido.
Looking off what we know so far, there are too many things that don't add up. The chances are that there are still some clues left for us to discover. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there?
Tampoco parece estar conectado con el atacante.
Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together.
La persona que nos atacó y los desaparecidos.
Lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Buena pregunta.
Head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
Bueno, aunque la comisión Tenryo no encontró nada, me pregunto qué podríamos encontrar nosotros. Ok. Por acá. Más abajo. Sí, es más abajo, ok. ¡Jerónimo! ¿Esperar algo? ¿Ahí? Sí, estoy grabando todavía, ok, perfecto. ¡Yes! Ok, en la parte de afuera de la ciudad. Ajá. Niños, dejen de estar ahí. Ok.
Wait.
Ok.
There's something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
Eres bastante confiable.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
Tiene que ver todo con el viento.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami.
¿Los Tatarigami?
Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation.
De acuerdo.
We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
Ok.
So it's an underground warehouse.
Ah,
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place. But the
Tatarigami son
residue
sellos.
behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time.
¿Cómo es que nadie lo notó?
From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon
Gato
whom it
mancaguay.
preys into violent
Sí.
monsters.
Paimonta asiquita hay que cuidarla.
But most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
Oh. Interesante.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Supongo.
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside.
¿De acuerdo? Si mueres me avisas. Digo, es muy peligroso.
If we don't open the door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
Recuerda, si mueres me avisas. Ok, ¿qué encontraste?
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything.
Ah,
It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
ok, todo está enterrado. Solo fue un susto. No sé si esto es bueno o malo.
That was too scary. Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at us.
Cállate, Paimon.
Searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy source left
Okay.
this place. Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them.
Démonos prisa. No hay tiempo que perder. No hay-
Let's go.
Ok,
If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you too will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
gracias. Ok. No, no veo nada. Tal vez, ok. ¿Por dónde? Por allá. Fuera de mi camino, naturaleza. Tengo prisa. Oh, un zorro. ¿Cómo estás, amigo mío? ¿Sí? Un zorro. Solo está ahí de pie. Pero... No puedo usarlo mientras estoy en esta misión. Ah, rayos, quería atrapar al zorro en una red y llevarme a la casa, pero ya que. Ok. ¿Es en la ciudad o es...? Ah, es por allá, donde está la luz. Hola, ¿hay alguien aquí? ¡Wow! Nunca había visto esto. Solo para agua. Para sacar o tomar agua. Ah, no, es... Sí, sí. Ya no es agua potable. Vivan la vida loca.
From this point, the trail appears to split into two. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here, and seems to be dissipating slowly.
Dos partes, entonces.
Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
Sí. Que están siendo poseídos por los Tatarigami y seguramente cambiaron de lugar, pero... Ok, por allá.
Ah, que sí están vivos.
Look at all those hilly churls. They're acting really strangely.
¿Por qué Hilly Trolls aquí?
Let's take a closer look.
Tienen una misma negra esos Hilly Trolls.
Sí, están poseídos. Entonces...
Hola. Wow. Nos vemos, amigos míos. ¡Oh, mueran! ¡Oh! ¡Oh, hay más! Ok, vamos a usar a la abogada. Mira que cayó abajo. Ah, estás ahí. Ya.
It's...
Look at this red stuff.
Están cavando algo.
By the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well, let's take a look.
¿Qué? ¿Qué dice la carta? Encontramos una carta que están cavando ellos. Tela teñida de rojo. Me llamo Nagato. Fui herido por Amenomama Yuya. Él me robó mi más preciada espada, así que lo perseguí. Pero no fui capaz de alcanzarle. Estoy tan cansado que no tengo más remedio que descansar aquí. La herida de mi vientre no deja de sangrar. No creo que me quede mucho más tiempo. Aunque siento como si alguna extraña fuerza estuviera haciendo que resista. ¿Por qué me robaría la espada? Ya habíamos acordado que se la vendería. Incluso ha quemado mi almacén. Me duele tanto. Pero por algún motivo no termino de perder la conciencia. Lo único que puedo hacer para no pensar en el dolor es escribir. ¿Qué será de Sachiko, Junshi y Yuji? Me gustaría tanto decirles que lo siento. Estaba demasiado obsesionado y me dejé llevar por mi obsesión. Debe de haber sido presa de alguna maldición. Todo este tiempo coleccionando esos objetos extraños, pero no me había traído ni la felicidad ni el cariño que tanto anhelaba. Todos juntos no valen tanto como una mera palabra suya. Gracias, Sachiko. Lamento mucho haberte defraudado. Sí.
According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
So, where is he?
Si murió aquí debería estar su cadáver
He
acá.
wasn't only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us. Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here.
Rayos. Pediremos a la comisión Tienro que haga una búsqueda exhaustiva. Su cadáver debe estar por aquí al menos.
Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths. If
Sí.
Camino is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Sí.
Right, so let's get moving.
Ok, tiene razón. ¿Cómo llegamos a esto?
I wouldn't be surprised if he too fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami.
Gato Mancaguay.
For a practitioner of the martial arts,
Tiene la
the
rubia.
easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill.
Lumin, el personaje principal. Ella. Ella es el personaje principal.
All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them.
Okay.
I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Wait, you figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
Sí.
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person.
Ok.
With the search, we must stay vigilant.
Me parece bien.
Now we may find ourselves in danger.
De acuerdo. Ok. Lo único que tenemos que hacer es encontrar al tipo de la espada para saber realmente lo que está sucediendo. What the rayos? Ya, aquí vamos. Es allá. Ah, espérese. Ok. Voy a haber llegado más rápido, pero me fui en todas. Espérese. Vamos a hacer esto mejor. En vez de ponerme a nadar. Ops. Creo que queda más rápido si hago simplemente esto. Por allá, ok. Simplemente tengo que seguir el rastro. Débeme, sí, eso es. Yes. Me muevo por las islas.
Nunca son para que vaya más rápido, ¿verdad?
Sí, eso mismo. Exactamente eso. Ayuda, son de aire.
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time. Show yourself! It's no use hiding anymore.
Oh. Bello, no.
It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy from before.
Sí.
What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ame no Meyuya that stands before us. But what if instead of facing Ame no Meyuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Espada, sí. Creo que es uno de esos cosas que cuando mueren a veces se puede, a veces la gente queda aprisionada a un objeto. Cuando tiene un objeto muy cercano a ellos. La espada.
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light.
Sí. O sea, ahora morada o negra.
Whoa! Surely you don't mean...
Sí, la espada lo posee.
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect Or rather, as a means to occupy Amenoma Yuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams.
Ok, ya sabemos qué relación tiene con Kazuha, entonces los que crearon la espada eran antepasado de la familia de él. Ok.
As a descendant of the Kaidahara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do.
Esa espada.
All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
So, swords can become conscious?
Más bien es el espíritu y la voluntad de la persona que se transporta.
People of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home. I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Ishin.
Está brillando más.
¿Verdad? Cuando pone como más
So
mira.
Amenoma Yuya was
Sí.
not your first victim.
De hecho,
Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission.
ja,
They got tired or injured
Irónico.
or unusable. I hopped to the next one in line. All
Igu-
I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
igual que una espada.
You're awful.
Es que está diciendo, ¿por qué pretendes hacer con las personas? Dicen, no, son solo herramientas que sirven para mi fin. Igual que una espada.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you. And by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun.
Ah, es eso.
Kaidahara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me.
Es la idea. Como él fue el único que detuvo uno de los golpes de la Shogun, cree que él es el cuerpo que debe utilizar. Ok,
Pero de tantos cuerpos que ya absorbió, ¿verdad?
pues,
¿Verdad?
seguramente.
Que es la espada que absorbe los cuerpos.
Allow me.
¿Cómo estás?
My royal decree.
Vamos a vencerlo con Kazuha. Estoy atrás tuyo, amigo mío. No, no lo harás. Estoy arriba. Ahora abajo. Y ahora me quito. No. No. Es hora de que mueras, amigo mío. No, no voy a hacer tu historia. Solo eres un pedazo de historia. Hmm.
Your bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
Lost? I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more.
Necesita cambiar de cuerpo.
Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will.
¿Serio? ¿En serio puedes? Dice, entonces tendremos que hacerte pedazos.
The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure. By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Mania.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Aminome Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner.
Porque hasta ahora.
Seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped.
Huh. Interesante.
After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Sí.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles,
Tocó la
did you
espada.
finally have an opportunity to reach out to Aminome Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost.
Sí.
I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal.
No.
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired? Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life stream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality.
Okay, ¿qué vas a hacer?
It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
Huh. ¿Vas a usar la espada?
Planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Ok, él va a dejar que posea el cuerpo. Y si aún así no logra vencer a los enemigos que ellos eligen. Ok. ¡Es demasiado peligroso! ¡Estás lidiando con una espada capaz de poseer a las personas!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya.
Okay.
If we don't do this, he'll forever be the Blade's puppet. The Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the
Tal vez él pueda
Tatarigami lies in
controlarlo mejor,
intensifying
bueno, pero quién
existing
sabe.
obsessions. This is
Puede
the
ser.
reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
Ok.
Even so,
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have
Gracias,
to
impresiones.
save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
No te detendré.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
¡Wow! ¡Y la cogió!
Sí, ahora supuestamente va a poseer el cuerpo de él y van a ir a pelear contra algo. Si él no logra vencer a eso...
Kazuha?
I'm okay.
Oh, ¿todavía está ahí?
I
Sí.
felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment.
Ok,
It's all right.
Y él tiene todavía la
So far,
conciencia de él,
this
entonces
was as I
va bien.
expected.
sí. Al menos de inmediato sientes algo va mal.
Avísanos de inmediato.
Avísanos de inmediato si algo va mal.
Thank you.
Sí.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
Tenemos que ir a buscar enemigos y ver si los puede vencer.
Find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Wait a minute. Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
Los Ronins, ¿ok? Quieren buscar Ronins. Me parece una opción apropiada.
All right. Please lead the way.
Ok.
What about Amino Mayuya? What should we do with him?
Dejamos el cuerpo de él aquí, podemos venir a recogerlo.
He'll let Aminoma Yuya trail us silently.
Oh.
Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Ah, la espada va a hacer que nos siga, ok.
Good idea. It's a pretty treacherous journey. Okay, fine. Just be careful.
Ay, cool también.
Sí, es que la espada...
Es que es como un títere.
Como un títere, la espada hace que ese cuerpo nos siga hasta donde...
Por si acaso lo
Sí.
necesita.
Por si acaso lo necesita. Tenemos que ir donde los Ronins y probar la espada. Brillo, resplandor. Esta ahora amarilla es lo que me queda de estamina, de resistencia a volar. Sí, pero también puedo hacer esto.
Uy.
Todo planeado. Todo planeado. Listo. Perfecto. Planeado. Dice. Antigua base congelada. Esta era una base secreta del clan Takoyaku. O algo así. Que fue ocupada por los Ronin después de ser abandonada. Si encuentras resistencia al adentrarte en ella, bueno, será una buena oportunidad para ver cuánto poder le queda a la espada maldita. Ok. Vamos con este mismo equipo. Carga. Aquí vamos. Esta es la antigua. Oh, tengo la espada. ¿Cómo se llama? No, ese es el nombre de él.
Espada agregía de...
Egregia.
Egregia de Genshin.
Sí. 4 estrellas. Ok. Listo, vamos. Tú vas a esta espada.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
Hola chicos. ¿Cómo están? ¿Todo bien? No. ¿Qué pasa, amigos míos? ¿Todo mal? Qué bien por ustedes. No. One with nature. ¿Ah, sí? A los 4 los levanté.
Pobrecita la otra preocupada.
The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use.
Huh.
Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he is instead trying to match my
Ve
fighting.
que si la puede controlar.
Let's keep going.
En vez de,
Si la puede controlar.
en vez de intentarlo controlar el cuerpo, está intentando seguir el ritmo de él. Ok, siguiente.
Porque acuérdense que las espadas escogen el reino. Así, sí.
Porque está basado en el arma del herrero. Ok. Perfecto. Ok, chicos, vengo a molestaros un rato. De por sí son Ronins.
Los Ronin saben que eran
¿Continúa?
antiguamente, ¿saben quiénes eran los Ronin?
¿Continúa?
Los que ya no servían al shogun ni nada.
Eso mismo.
Pero eran Ronin en algunos
Sí. Algunos se volvieron bandidos como estos. Bandidos y ladrones.
Es que hubo un tiempo que ya era prohibido estar matando así por matar, ¿verdad?
Sí. Sentían que perdían el propósito.
Ajá, sí, porque para ellos era el trabajo.
Sí.
Tenían que estar en el ejército.
Fuego. Electricidad y fuego por todo lado. Y no. Solo veo un número sin muerte. Dejó de brillar con mucho. ¿Qué sucede?
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
But what would that do to Amano Miyuya?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve his goal.
A pesar de que se puede romper. Wow. ¿Y dónde se ve la madera? Me gusta todo ese escenario.
La madera está muy bonita.
Sí. The wind wills me. Ok. ¿Qué se está cubriendo? Venga. Pues, venga. No, me voy arriba. No. Ops. No. ¡Y! Que subí. Fallen leaves, adorn. Ah, vea, hay hojas de esas. Secas, alrededor. Cuando él usa... Sí, es de otoño, eso mismo. Otoño.
Hojas de otoño.
It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight.
Ah, la espada.
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as it did at the start.
Perhaps this time we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about?
¿Ah?
Huh? What the? Is this the same blade as before?
Wait, what?
Looks like a piece of...
Ah, véanla como se...
Está muy desgastada.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered and broken. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy.
Dice... ¿Cómo que... ¿Crees que te hará caso?
I finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who made you. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Ah, por Dios, Paimon. Esto... Ok. Oh, más Ronins.
Where do they keep coming from?
Ok. No deberías seguir usando la espada.
We can help this time.
Ok.
Don't worry.
Oh,
I'll use my own blade.
ok.
It's just more of the same.
Ok. Ok, son dos y tienen un líder. Ok. No. No. Me voy a quitar de eso. Creo que ni siquiera me lo quité, simplemente me golpeó arriba, pero ya que... Au. Me queda solo la mitad de la vida, pero ya que... Como uno... Igual que como uno con las nubes y el viento.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen me for who I really am. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
No.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
¿Sí?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power. Skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenome Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy." How could I go back on my word?
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things.
Me apuñala por la espalda, es tu culpa.
When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension. It was somewhere I've never been. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. his breaths were weak, and his life near its end. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the Blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth.
La espada.
So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. But he never wished to rival the
Ahora,
gods.
¿qué va a pasar con él?
All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as Blade and Smith,
Huh.
that they were still worthy of being trusted.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were warped by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the cursed blade of today.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, it is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the end of his journey. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
Ok. Como dije, si me apuñala por la espalda es tu culpa. Esto- Aquí hay un cofre. Lo vi en la...
Esposa.
No. El tipo de la esposa está muerto. Lo mató la espada usando el cuerpo de este otro mae. Había dos desaparecidos.
Oh.
El
Y ese
creador.
cuando tocó la espada, yo pensé que él era el esposo de la
No.
muchacha. Oh.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my fortune like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numbed the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge.
Huh.
Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled it.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Amenoma Yuya.
A él.
Sí, el cuerpo de ese herrero.
I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix too? Jeez, don't push it,
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Amenoma Yuya as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do
Sí.
you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already... He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening battle.
Huh.
Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true
No se va a
duel
hacer.
between samurai.
Sí.
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you. You must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
¿Eh? A mí no... Yuya. Bueno, sé.
Explica lo que sucedió.
He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryu Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
¿Dónde? No en el carro, por supuesto, pero... Ok, es el lugar para el último duelo. ¿Dónde es? Ok, aquí vamos. Vuela. Vuela, vuela, sí.
Wow, qué historia más bonita, ¿no?
Sí. De hecho.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash.
¿En serio? Eso fue algo más relajado.
Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that blade hasn't told us everything.
Por supuesto que no.
Even if he's way past the point of redemption, it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him.
Ah,
Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right then. Successor of Ishin art, Kaedahara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art, Amenome Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
Eso. Ajá.
bueno, amigo mío, lo siento, pero voy a patearte tu trasero. Porque yo tengo una visión y tú no, pero ya que... La visión de Kazuha es el viento. Puedes subir de esta manera y luego bajar. Rayos. Oh. Bueno. Vamos por la mitad, ¿ok? No. One with nature. Adore my knight. Ahora sí, amigo mío, creo que es hora de decir hola y adiós.
Thank you for the experience. Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away. But that same sense of determination remains strong.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness.
Nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf.
Ah,
It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin art. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedehara Kazuha. I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes, I too trust Mr. Kaedehara to do the right thing.
Pues hablando por medio de él.
Successor
Sí.
of Amenoma art.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish.
Otro deseo
He'd
tiene la
like to
espada.
visit the Amenoma smithy.
Desea visitar la herrería
Maybe we can
Amenoma.
go back there together.
Ok.
What does he want to go there for?
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to
Pero
an
ahí es donde las forjaron, ¿no?
No, la forjaron en la familia de Kazuha. Ahorita quiere ir a visitar la familia del otro. Pero la familia del otro herrero. Pero creo que lo que quiere hacer es que la reforjen. Estamos aquí. Perfecto. Estamos aquí, amigo mío.
It's Yuya! You have returned!
Yo ya he
I'm
regresado.
sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
A prized Ishin blade. Turned weapon that controls the human mind.
Ujú.
Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. This is a great pity. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji, from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency, tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
¿Ah?
Really? Is he okay?
El mae estaba herido y aún así sobrevivió. El esposo de la chica sobrevivió de alguna
Qué
manera.
bueno, señor Nagato.
Yes,
Nagato.
Sí.
badly wounded, but he will live.
Ay, qué
Now that
bueno.
Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this
Qué
story
bueno, yo toda
is a happy
hueva.
one after all.
Sí, yo sabía. Ve. Parece que el final de la historia
Qué bueno, ya
está
me
llegando.
gustó.
What to do.
What's wrong?
Ahora ya sabes qué hacer.
Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious. I have decided
Ya llegaron a un
to
acuerdo.
let him do it.
Guess there's nothing we can say to change your
En
mind,
tu
huh?
criterio deberían de
Confío en tu
hacerlo.
criterio.
Como yo quiero que usted me diga a
I will
mí.
explain my reasons later. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
Sí,
Ok.
porque es lo que no quieren matar inocentes.
Sí. ¿Corto escena? ¿Qué está cargando? Es un corto escena.
Es-
Ah, el personaje principal. Ahí está. Está en corto escena.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything. You mean
Yes, the cost is my entire consciousness.
Sí, yo sabía.
You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies.
Sí. usando el cuerpo de él para rehacerse.
Its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains
100 años
strong.
todos se me olvidó mi verdadero nombre.
Kagotsurube Ishin
Kagetsure Ishin.
is now yours.
Ese nombre ahora es tuyo.
Y sí, digo,
Rest in peace.
ahora la hizo como nueva.
La renació.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order.
Ujú.
His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Porque renacerá como una nueva espada.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart.
La película hoy que vi es un mae mató a una gente por...
Before his consciousness
equivocación.
faded, was he willing
Rayos.
to be trusted to another?
Seems like he really, really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them.
Pero es demasiado Sí.
I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me, just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did. Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha.
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
Te lo agradezco.
Wait, shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
No, no es necesario.
You're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our investigation. And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me.
Ah, cierto. Que si quería quedarse aquí.
Tenía que responder
La pregunta. Si quería quedarse aquí y reiniciar la tradición de su familia de hacer espadas o seguir viajando.
Hay que hacerle la pregunta.
Hay que responderle la pregunta. Y con eso acabamos la historia porque es la respuesta que inició todo esto.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanome Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please take a look at this blade.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin, a weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaedehara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
Cuando ya se acostumbran a viajar,
I understand.
Kaedehara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
What?
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
¿A dónde irás después de esta historia?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
Así digo yo a veces, vamos a ver dónde me lleva el viento. Camino sin amigos.
Final. Ok.
Buenísimo, buenísimo.
Eso fue el final. Recuerden, la próxima será en Sumero. Y nos vemos la próxima. Me agradó bastante la historia, estuvo muy interesante. Me agradó toda la historia de la espada y sobre el clan de Kazuha y sobre lo que representa todo el forjar las espadas y lo importante que era para ellos. Pero en cualquier caso, nos vemos la próxima vez. Recuerden mi Twitter, Twitch y Discord se encuentran en la descripción. Y nos vemos la próxima vez con más Genshin Impact. Bye bye.